What's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I got me a new bull here. It's over here. I'm looking at the camera. So he came up on that side on the camera. All right, good people. Hey, here we go. Look, today's video is brought to you by Mumu. I want you guys that have that have downloaded it, go ahead and fund it. If you really want the 8%, the 5% plus the 3%, for those of you that are new, that's going to be the second link below. If you're on your cell phone, just tap the heading of this video and you'll see a drop down, all right? Hey, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. This is kind of going to be a roundup. We're going to discuss some areas where we could potentially make more money. So please watch this one to the end. I'm just going to keep it going. I'm not going to lie and say it's going to be short, but we're going to see, all right? Make sure that. And then lastly, look, go ahead and get Stock Up You. Hey, start this weekend. Hey, if you really want to learn and earn from crypto, do that. And if you want to learn how to make money from the stock market, I got help from Keenan Grace, Stocks with Josh, Mommy Trader, Stock Curry, and myself. We are all in here at Stock Up You. Come join the university where you learn now and earn forever. All right, let's go. As we could see, I am filming this literally 25 minutes before closing bell. So it's going to take me a minute to upload it, but we could see everything is negative. We got the NASDAQ, Dow, and S&P are all red at the time of this. It was a fight to come green. They were down way more than this before in the pre-markets, okay? So it's been a fight all day for them to come green. What's been happening with these stock, Larry? We had CPI, Consumer Price Index, right? On Tuesday, I believe that was. And then we had a PPI, which was yesterday. CPI showed that inflation is increasingly sticky, okay? Inflation. So the numbers came in hotter than expected. And then so did PPI. And what PPI did was it just kind of verified the CPI numbers. That's what it really did. But all things fair, this is not out of the norm for January. This is not unusual for January numbers, okay? But what should we be looking out for? We should be looking out for PCE. And the PCE data will be coming out, I believe it's the 29th of this month. Now, you saw what CPI did Tuesday. It brought the market down. Market kind of sold off with that high inflation data. If we have a bad PCE numbers, then I believe the market we will revisit what we did on Tuesday. Now, Tuesday for me created what? A buying opportunity. And I posted all of the things that I was buying, and everything that I bought so far is green. I want you to listen to this. I put it on my phone, but I want you guys to listen to this right quick.
Hey, Carl, good morning. Yeah, so that market sell-off we saw on Tuesday turned out to really be a buying opportunity for a lot of individual investors. This week brought the strongest level of buying that we've seen since December among the retail crowd, at least. That's according to Vanda Research, which calls out in a note this week that animal spirits, as they put it, are alive and well. The breadth of buying was also widespread, which tends to suggest more optimism, but traders are especially optimistic on semiconductor stocks. You got AMD and NVIDIA seeing a surge in retail inflows this year, outshining Tesla, if you could believe it. Tesla has been a long-time investor favorite. It's seen its share of total traded value drop to the lowest level in 2 years. It's still the most widely held name by individuals. Lately, though, investors have been more actively buying into chip names with less interest.
So remember I made the statement that NVIDIA is the new Tesla, and that's exactly what's happening. People are just buying it because it's running up, and it just keeps running against everything, against it. The price going up, it just keeps running up. I said in 2024 and in 2025 that NVIDIA is the new Tesla, and it proved itself to be that. Okay, so I'm gonna bounce around a little bit. I'm going to talk about other areas to make money, but I also want you guys to hear this video about Bitcoin. All right, now we're gonna come back to crypto. So for those of you that are not Bitcoin enthusiasts, you might want to watch this. Okay.
Bitcoin is having a great week, above $52,000, still above $52,000 this morning though. It is normally very much a retail-driven market. That may not be the case in recent weeks. Institutions actually appear to be the ones buying. That is based on the size of purchases and then some inflows into ETFs as well, that Amanda points out. But those larger purchases tend to indicate that it's the institutions coming in, not the individual investor, guys.
That was the hope for Bitcoin bulls when they got these ETFs approved.
And so this is one of the things that we've been saying about Bitcoin. It's the institutions. And some of these institutions have been the very institutions telling you not to touch it, okay? I want you to look at stuff like this. MicroStrategy. Look at this. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin is worth more than a 10 billion as cryptocurrency nears 53,000, okay? And so I'm not trying to tell anybody to get in or get out or whatever. I'm just pointing out all of the stuff that's going on with the FUD around it. Remember, there's FUD around it when it's low. And then when it's high, and then it's, hey, everybody should have been in it, right? But some of us have been letting you guys know while it was low, look, here are the games that people play. That's a song, games people play. Look, let's look at this, crypto bubble. We can see it's very mixed, but here's what I'm going to show you. Bitcoin up for the last hour, green for the last day, week, month, and a year. So while all of the FUD is going on about crypto, these institutions are buying up Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, these ETFs are buying more Bitcoin daily than is being manufactured or mined. Okay, so they're buying up more. They're buying now at a faster pace of Bitcoin being mined. I'm just laying out all of the facts. Okay, I just want to point in areas where I always think is money, and I don't wait until it's on fire or things are at its high, right? I want to point them out while they're low. So let's talk about a couple of things. What's low right now? And I know some of you are going to go, really, Larry, you're going to talk about that? I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to tell you guys that the EV play is not over, right? Now, when is a good time to start buying EV stock? When they're beat down. Look at this, good people. Let's see how this plays out. Let's see how this ages over a year. Look at this. Now, this was the other day now. Okay, it's not today, but Blink was up 31, almost 32% in a day. ChargePoint was up, and then that database just took off. It was like it went up 900% in a day. But let's just look at Blink and ChargePoint, right? Why are you bringing that up now, Larry? Because I like to talk about opportunities before they blow up, right? Sometimes we catch it because it moved, and sometimes we look down the road. So now, why are you bringing these up? Because it's a good time to just grab a little while it's beat down. We know what happened to the EV market in Chicago. We know about all of the freezing, loss of battery, of course. Anybody that knows a battery, EVs is just a vehicle on top of a battery chassis. If you're going to use your heat and it's cold, it's going to suck up more than 40% of your energy. They are going to take care of that by making it longer range. Now, I went to the Chicago Auto Show, and I could tell you there were more EVs there than there were gas vehicles at the Chicago Auto Show. I'm going to tell you, every time a legacy car company has a meeting, their biggest focus is on electrification, EVs, still. I'm also going to tell you that if you are 17 or 8, if you have a 17 or 18-year-old in the house, okay, let's say you have a 17-year-old in your house. They, in 10 years, will be 27. Are they more likely to buy, not you, are they more likely to buy a gas vehicle or an electric vehicle? That's what you got to look at it. So the market share that has the biggest rise now are hybrids. What is that telling you? It's not all gas. It's not all electric. It's hybrids. So it's shifting from gas to hybrids, right? And then it's going to go from hybrids to EVs. I'm just telling you guys, this is going to age well. And while these are beat down, while everybody's poo-pooing on it, I'm going to tell you this is the time to accumulate, okay? In general, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Now, let's look at a couple of warrants. Let's talk about warrants because there again, opportunities, okay? So look at this, good people. Let's go to DWAC. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about two stocks, and I'm going to not talk about them for a while. All right. Everybody keeps asking me about the Bitcoin miners. My plan hasn't changed, but let's talk about warrants, and let's talk about some warrants with DWAC, Digital World Acquisition, which everybody talks about, asks me about, same questions, keep giving the same answers. I'm gonna give my final answer, okay? So here's what I want you to know about DWAC. Now, if you notice, this is Digital World Acquisition. It's a SPAC, all right? They have a merger date, which people have to vote on. Now, I want to show you this because here is where I'm going to stop talking about this because we have over 10,000 other stock that we could be making money on, and we can't stay mono-focused on one. Now, look, this is Digital World Acquisition, DWAC, and these are the warrants, all right? Digital World Acquisition warrants. As you could see, let's say that's $20 and let's say that's $50, all right? So we could see that the warrants are trailing by more than 60%, okay? For those of you that's taking a class, you know where I'm going with this. So if you notice, like I said, remember the slingshot, in a 5-day period, you could see that the warrants are up more than the stock because when the stock has a move up, the warrants have a bigger move up, right? Let's go out a month. We could see that. As you could see here, the stock is up 118%, but the warrants are up 177%. But just know that when it falls, as you can see, the blue line is the stock and the yellow is the warrants. When it falls, the yellow, or should I say the warrants, fall more than the blue. So it operates like, it slingshots like that. As the former president surges in the race, so does this SPAC surges. As other people drop out and he wins primaries, so does DWAC surge, okay? But the party will be over. Let's not get politics in this. The party will be over, and it will be over after the merger. And DWAC will tank. I'm just telling you guys, it will tank. I'm telling you guys, all right? Eventually it will tank because it's a SPAC, right? So it's going to drop after the merger. All of these SPACs pump right at the merger and then they fall. Now, this may hold for a while because we got an election, but eventually it's going to fall. This is a swing trade. It is not an investment for me. Now, if you believe in it, you go ahead. But I told you. All right. Now, let's go to another stock with a warrant, and that's Cipher. Cipher is a crypto miner. Okay. Now, it's a Bitcoin miner. Now, we could see the same principle applies. And if you have the class, you should be killing it with these. Okay. So we could see over a 5-day period, just like I said, stock goes up, the blue one, the warrants jump up even more. As you could see, the stock is up 13%. The warrants are up 31%. Let's go for the month. Okay. Look at that. When it goes up, the stock is up 32%, but the warrants are up 71%. Year to date, we're actually down on Cipher, okay? But as you could see, stock is down 7%, the warrants are down 15%. So now, what are you saying with that, Larry? It's the same thing. For those of you that have the class, okay, in the class, I have added lessons on warrants and how to really absolutely kill it with warrants, how to make a lot of money with warrants by understanding them. We don't exercise them, though I show you in the class what it does when you exercise it, but it's complicated and you really need to to go to the class to find that out. It just takes a while to explain it. But for those of you who have taken the class, leave me a coffee cup. If you've made money on warrants or plan on making money on warrants, leave me a coffee cup in the chat. Now, here's what I'm going to say in final. And I'm going to go a few days without talking about them unless they really, really take off. Now, let's talk about the Bitcoin miners. Okay, so I gave you guys what I plan to do with DWAC. That's my plan. I plan on the next pump up selling, and just like yesterday's video, I put what? A trailing stop loss on my DWAC stock. Trailing stop loss. And I set it at 10%. So if they rise by 10%, it's fine. If it rises by 20%, it's fine. But if it turns around and falls by 10%, it's going to trigger a stop loss. The higher they go, I am going to eventually squeeze that stop loss down to 5% when I think that they're near the top. Okay? So now, let's go through this, good people. All right. My plan has not changed. Now, my plan is not a one-size-fits-all. My plan is my plan, and this is what I'm doing. If you look to the right, you will see that CleanSpark is up 3%. But if you look to the left, you can see that I'm still up 55%. Bitfarms, if you look to the right, is up 2%, right? Riot, if you look to the right, 0, 0, 0. So a pretty flat day with the exception of Cypher. Cypher's down 8%, okay? When these Bitcoin miners fall by more than double digits, 10%, well, I'll just say 9%, okay? If they fall by more than 9%, you can see Cypher is like 8.8%, so I probably will buy some more. That's when I buy more. And if they rise by 2, 3, 4, 5%, I don't buy on those days. If they rise by double digits, I don't buy on those days. That has not changed, and I'm still positive. I'm still positive to the left there. I'm still all green. Why, Larry? Because if you think it's falling off, I don't know where the end bottom is going to be. No one knows. Nothing is showing you where that is. The charts are not showing you. The fundamentals are not showing you. Because of the spot ETFs, it's changed everything. So this is my plan. But here's what I believe. I believe that these will triple from here, not quadruple because the price keeps going up. I believe that all of these will triple from here. And even if they only double, the more that I have in there, the more money it is to double. Understand? The more money I have in here, the more money it is to triple. And so that's what's been working for me. I've already made enough to buy a full Bitcoin. So I'm good. You let me know what your strategy is or if you're rocking with me. Now, someone's going to say, hey, Larry, what about a stop loss? Put a stop loss on it because it could, if Bitcoin drops, these will fall. Okay. So you do what's best for you. I'm going to do what's best for me. Don't say, hey, Larry, but what are you going to do? I just shared with you guys. But if you are used to losing money, never ask permission to take profits. And it is a rare occasion that you should be flying free with no stop losses. Okay. Hopefully on anything, hopefully something I said helped you guys because I want to point you in the area of making money. All right. We will see you this weekend. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Make sure that you fund those Moo accounts. Make sure that you take the class, learn now, earn for a lifetime. We'll see you this weekend.